Good evening. It's Friday, June 4, 2021 here in Cebu City. I'm Cherry Ann Lim and this is SunStar Tonight. Despite the position of Cebu Province, the Department of Health continues to push for the nationwide enforcement of international arrival protocols set by the IATF. Meanwhile, the IATF has shortened the facility-based quarantine period for fully vaccinated returning Filipinos who had been inoculated in the Philippines. Chari Coronel reports.
The Department of Health said it will continue to push for the enforcement of the international arrival protocols set by the Interagency Task Force for the Management of Emerging Infectious Diseases nationwide. In a media forum today, DOH Undersecretary Maria Rosario Vergire said that they were finalizing their memorandum for President Rodrigo Duterte, which will contain their recommendations supported by evidence, following a critique of the quarantine and testing protocols in Cebu Province for returning overseas Filipinos and OFWs. Meanwhile, the IATF approved during its meeting yesterday the establishment of green lanes for fully vaccinated returning Filipinos who have been inoculated in the Philippines. This new policy reduces the facility-based quarantine period for fully vaccinated travelers to 7 days upon arrival. This does not cover foreign nationals, OFWs, and Filipinos who have been fully vaccinated abroad. Vergire said there is no need for a swab test anymore. RT-PCR test shall only be done when the individual manifests symptoms of COVID-19 within the 7-day quarantine. According to the guidelines approved by the IATF, an individual shall be considered as fully vaccinated 2 or more weeks after receiving the second dose in a 2-dose series or 2 or more weeks after receiving a single-dose vaccine. A fully vaccinated individual must carry his or her vaccination card. It must be verified prior to departure and must be presented to a Bureau of Quarantine representative for re-verification upon arrival in the Philippines. The BOQ will issue a quarantine certificate indicating the individual's vaccination status. Chari Coronel, SunStar Tonight.
The Department of Agriculture has vowed to provide 400 million pesos worth of assistance to the Cebu provincial government in the form of farming implements and infrastructure. Kenneth Torres reports.
Department of Agriculture Secretary William Dar lauded the Sugbusug program of the Cebu provincial government. He said the program deserves to be replicated in other provinces. Dar pointed out that while the national government has a planned program on food production, Cebu Province initiated Sugbusug, a vegetable gardening program without being told. With this, Dar vowed to provide 400 million pesos worth of assistance to Cebu Province in the form of farming implements and infrastructure. The Agriculture Secretary said the agency will continue to support and be a partner of the Sugbusug program. Cebu Governor Gwendolyn Garcia said that many of the Sugbusug program's vegetable seeds, fertilizers, native chickens, and other farming support were provided by the DA Central Visayas. The Agriculture Secretary was in Cebu yesterday as the guest of honor in the awarding of winners of the Sugbusug program. Kenneth Torres, SunStar Tonight.
The number of active COVID-19 cases in Central Visayas has breached the 4,000 mark. Majority of these cases are in Negros Oriental. Chari Coronel reports.
The Department of Health Central Visayas has reported that the active COVID-19 cases in the region has reached the 4,000 mark. The region recorded 257 new cases yesterday, bringing the total active cases to 4,260. DOH Regional Spokesperson Dr. Mary Jean Loreche said that 1,820 of the total active cases were recorded in Negros Oriental. Loreche said that Negros Oriental has a critical care utilization rate in the critical level for its ICU. However, the allocated beds in the province also correspond to the Level 3 hospital in the area. The term critical care utilization rate refers to the number of regular and ICU beds dedicated to COVID-19 patients, isolation beds and ventilators in use in various health facilities. She said of the 18 ICU beds in Negros Oriental, 16 are already occupied. Of the 71 dedicated regular COVID beds, only 4 remain vacant, and of the 167 isolation beds intended for COVID-19 patients in the province, 93 are already occupied. Lorecha said it might be difficult to increase more ICU beds in Negros Oriental as the province only has 1 Level 3 hospital and 2 Level 2 hospitals. She said Negros Oriental has already been guided on how to set up its own emergency operations center already. To further decongest hospitals, she also reiterated that mild and asymptomatic cases must be admitted to the temporary treatment and monitoring facilities, and only moderate and severe patients should be admitted in hospitals. As of June 3, Bohol has the second highest number of active cases at 1,148, followed by Cebu City with 528, Cebu Province with 442, Lapu-Lapu City with 159, Mandaue City with 157, and Siquijor with 6 active cases. Lorecha said the critical care utilization rate in Cebu is still at 13.2%, very much within the threshold of 60%. Chare Coronel, SunStar Tonight.
Private companies in Mandaue City may soon offer jobs to qualified senior citizens and persons with disabilities. Kenneth Torres reports.
The Mandaue City Council has passed on first reading the draft ordinance encouraging private companies in the city to employ qualified senior citizens and persons with disabilities. City Councilor Joel Seno, the chairman of the Committee on Budget and Appropriations, said that the draft ordinance only focuses on fast food chains. After the public hearing, which was attended with the Association of Senior Citizens and PWDs, the City Council expanded it to other private companies. Seno has emphasized that the senior citizens in the PWDs will be assigned to non-hazardous jobs, which will depend on their capabilities. With this, he tapped the Public Employment Service Office to screen the applicants and link them to the sector with job vacancies. This draft ordinance only encouraged companies who are willing to hire senior citizens and PWDs. Seno said companies who will hire these sectors will also be granted tax incentives. He added under the national law, it was stated that at least of the 100 employees in a certain company, 10% of the employees are PWD. However, in the draft ordinance, private companies are given the discretion as to the number of employees they will hire. Kenneth Torres, SunStar Tonight.
To get the latest, visit www.sunstar.com.ph. Follow us on our YouTube channel and official social media accounts on Twitter and Facebook. I'm Cherry Ann Lim. Thanks for watching SunStar Tonight. See you again next week. Good night.